Are you ready to get started?
I'll probably take this more than once, but starting tomorrow, we will be starting.
I'm gonna mute everyone so that we can get started.
So we've done lots of this for days.
That's really cool. Yeah, I don't think they look very
Okay.
well, but that's what marketing said. It was cool and
It works.
okay, we ready?
No, yes, ma'am.
Let me get the outline here and good morning and good morning, everyone. Susan Beebe, and I'm with 210 Home Buyers Warranty. And Jason and I talked about some things that we want to go over with the home warranty. And as Bill had mentioned, a lot of people aren't using home warranties right now. So, and he's accurate. You want a clean contract. And so warranties are not getting written into the contracts. I'll back up and kind of start. Home warranties are there to fix things that break due to normal wear and tear for sellers and buyers. So the three things that Jason and I had talked about is how using a home warranty can be an advantage to agents, and sellers coverage, which is not being utilized enough, and our HVAC certification program. I have some numbers here. So last year, this office sold 17 warranties with 210. Hopefully we're gonna increase that. Listings, you had 5 listings. So all of the houses that y'all had listed, only 5 of them had coverage for your sellers. So we want to increase that. Claims paid, because there are only 17 sold and a few of those were listings. We only paid out $2,150, which is wholesale pricing. And so you can take that to be about $4,000 in claims for your customers. I want to increase that number as well, because that's what we do, is we pay claims. All right, so we're going to work on that. So how many of y'all closed and had a warranty on the transaction, on your last transaction? Anybody? Nope. It's funny because used to everybody would raise their hand in the market, but the market has changed. But you know what? Your clients are still wanting home warranties. Okay. The problem is with warranty companies, myself, 210 and American Home Shield, First American. Problem with that is they have what they call direct to consumer. So if you're listening to Spotify, you're hearing advertisements for warranty companies. We're now on there, as well as American Home Shield. You're seeing TV commercials, First American, American Home Shield. So the advertisements that you see on TV, that's the same company, but it's a different product. It's very limited coverage and costs more. It's called direct to consumer product. So the product that the warranty companies offer to agents has more coverage and costs less. The reason is because most of your clients are going through home inspections. Now, you're writing clean contracts right now so that your buyers win and get to buy the house. But the problem is your customers are still wanting home warranties and they're calling the direct consumer departments. When they do that, you've given them this brochure, but that's not the coverage they're getting. Also, like in my situation, Bill and I were talking about, I've worked for the company for 21 years and I do answer my phone and try to help if there's a problem. I can't do anything with direct to consumer customers. I can't see their information. I can't even see what coverage they have. Even though they're still a customer of 210, I can't help them. So one thing that you want to do is be sure and enroll the warranties. Put the warranties out there for your customers. And even though we're not putting them into contracts right now, the Arkansas Real Estate Commission still has it in the Arkansas contract that you have offered a home warranty to your customers. So you're still supposed to be offering home warranties. If they don't take it, at least let them know that you are willing to enroll the home warranty for them. As agents, you can enroll the warranty up to 30 days after closing. And the warranty would still start the day of closing. If it's after 30 days, I have to enroll it. And then they do have a 30-day wait period before it starts. Okay. So even though it's not in the contract, still you want to offer the home warranty to your customers and enroll it for them. Okay. Also, Jason would like to hear this probably is, if you have title companies enrolling warranties or an administrator enrolling warranties for you, make sure they're enrolling them under your name as the agent, because it affects your errors and omissions insurance premiums. So one of the questions on E&O is, how many warranties have been enrolled in the last 12 months? The more warranties enrolled, the less your premiums are. So the fewer warranties enrolled, if you have a title company enrolling under their name, it's not under your name, your E&O premiums go up, which we know cost always comes down, trickles down. So be sure and enroll the home warranties yourself. And if you have someone enrolling them, be sure they put it under your name. It's really easy to create a portal. Even I was able to do it. I'm not a computer person because I'm out here in sales, but I was able to create one in about 7 or 8 minutes. Just go to the website, www.2-10.com/agent and enroll the warranty there. Also, you can see all of your clients' warranties there. And if they have claims, you can see your client's claims as well there. So,
It is easy. I'll attest to it.
okay, Bill says he's done it.
Yeah, I try to enroll mine myself, and it's easy to do.
Okay, good, thank you. So, so in today's market, one thing of getting an advantage is I get told, well, we've already got buyers. And I'm like, but when are you going to closing? In 3 weeks. Go ahead and put seller's coverage in place. With 210, seller's coverage is free. Now it's limited. There's not as much coverage as the buyers get, but it's free. So they still get the kitchen appliances, even the refrigerator, which I think we're the only warranty company that offers that during the listing period. But in that 3 weeks, if something breaks, you know the sellers aren't going to want to pay to fix it because they feel like they've already sold the house, and the buyers are like, I'm not buying that. It's just broke. It's still yours. So put the seller's coverage in place, even if you know you're going to closing in 3 weeks. Question.
Do you just go to that .com and register the sellers
Yes.
under your name?
You'll be the agent under your account there, but you'll put the sellers' names on the account.
Okay.
And that way, at least, also I'm seeing some deals fall through when they get to the closing table. Maybe funding doesn't come up. Well, then you've got the house listed again. And even though you have backup offers, you're still another 3 weeks or so getting to the closing table. So go ahead and just put the seller's coverage in place. Even if you have buyers, I have told agents, you know, if the other agent doesn't put seller's coverage on, just go ahead and put it on yourself. With 210, there's no penalty if you cancel the warranty. Even if we replace the refrigerator, if it doesn't get paid for at closing, or they don't pay, the buyer doesn't call and pay for it, the coverage goes away in 6 months.
If we have buyers, we could enroll the sellers.
As far as we're concerned, yes, Jason can make that call. Some brokers say yes and some say no, because they'll say that, you know, it's not their place
Yeah.
to put coverage on. If you call me, I'll put it on.
Their buyers have an interest in the home as soon as they're under contract.
If they're, yeah, see, you and I see the same thing. So it's really up to your broker to make that call, because some are just like, no, we don't want anything, you know, we don't want to put our stamp on it until it closes, but you're offering free coverage. So, you know, if something breaks, I've seen sellers go, wow, great, this is great. I had coverage and didn't know it, you know. So it helps, the seller's coverage helps the seller and the buyer. Now, we're the only warranty company also that offers the heat is included, the heater is included for the seller. The air conditioner, and if there's a heat pump, because when you get to these outlying areas, there's more heat pumps. Heat pumps and air conditioning is not included in the coverage. If they want air conditioning and heat pump coverage, that is $50. And that $50 is to be paid at closing time. They don't have to pay for it up front. So if they get to the closing table and everybody says, you know what, we're not buying the home warranty, you can shoot me an email and just say, cancel it. I don't even have time to ask you why. I'll just send it to my administrator and she'll just cancel it, even if we paid a claim out. So it helps the seller, and if something breaks, getting to the closing table. It helps the buyer, because when do you think the first claim is placed after a buyer moves in? Anybody?
First week.
You got it. Bill's been around here a while. Yes. The first claim is placed by the buyers the first week. Usually the second claim is placed within the second week. The first claim that's usually placed is when they go to put the hook the washing machine up and water is spewing behind the walls. I've just found that. That's not a statistical number. That's just what I've experienced. So. Probably. And the second thing is they go, if they have gas water heaters and they don't have any hot water, usually it's the pilot's not lit. And they place a claim because they don't know why it's not working, why don't I have hot water. So, it helps the buyers avoid having pre-existing conditions. If the seller has had coverage for a little while and they're living there, we know that the seller's not going to live there with things not working. So the seller has coverage, they can place a claim. For the buyer, when they place their first two claims, if there's been seller's coverage in place, you're less likely to have a pre-existing condition. So it's a benefit for both sellers and buyers. Now, what does that do for y'all as agents? Why is it an advantage to you? I was in commercial real estate for 10 years before I did this. And when you sell an office building or you lease it out or something, when you sign that contract, the deal is done. Business is business. You walk away from it. It's done. And when I came over to this, it surprised me how many homeowners, when something breaks on their new 30-year-old home, who do they call first? They call a realtor. Hey, you sold me this 30-year-old new house. Why do I have plumbing stoppages? Okay. And then they want their commission back. And they're not going to ask for the commission. They're going to ask you, well, look, you sold me this house. You pay the plumber. And then you pay for the appliance guy that came out to fix the dishwasher. Okay. So they're going to slowly kind of milk some of that commission back into the house that does not belong to you. You are the negotiator for the contract, right? To make the deal happen.
The buyer didn't pay the commission.
Right.
Seller did.
So, no, you're right. So somebody's working it. The buyer's double dipping. I had an agent yesterday from Central Arkansas call me, and she wanted me to go ahead and put seller's coverage in place. And she said that she's paying for the warranty, and she was talking to me and she said, well, I'm also paying to get the carpet cleaned. And I was like, what else are you paying, to get the deal done? Do you end up working for free? And then after it closes, who are they going to call? So the warranty is there for you agents to protect your own pocketbook, because you can always, here's the home warranty. This is your coverage. If you have any questions, place a claim with 210. And another thing one of the things that we do, we're the only ones, we have a service fee guarantee. It's in writing on page 4. So if your customer places a claim and it's something not covered under the home warranty, and a lot of times they'll say, well, water's leaking, and then the contractor gets there and it's a sprinkler system. We don't cover sprinkler systems. And they've paid a service fee to the contractor. All they've got to do is email me and say, hey, it wasn't covered. I'll give them their service fee back. With something not covered. We want customers to feel comfortable placing a claim. So, it's good for the homeowner, and it's good for you. For you, you're turning it over to 210, okay? Letting us deal with it. Even if it's something not covered, at that point, it has removed you 2 steps away from the claim situation. So hopefully they don't call you back. So, so seller's coverage, put it on all of your listings. Now, we have a price increase, and the price increase goes into effect April 16th. If you have closings coming up even in June, or you have listings right now, especially if you have listings right now, call it in by April 15th and get the old 625 price. Okay, because any new enrollments, April 16th have to go to the new price. So even if you're closing in June, or you have a listing that you don't have a buyer yet, go ahead and put listing coverage in place so that you can get the 625 price. Okay. And also another thing about today's markets, let's just, I always tell people that when we're talking about the price of homes going up, and I remember there was a broker in Bentonville that had lived in this house since he grew up there in Bentonville. And it was about 1,000 square foot house, a block from downtown Bentonville. And he bought the house for like $50,000 back in the day. And, when he sold it for $100,000 because I was looking at it for my daughter when she graduated from university. But then she ended up moving out of state. She's back now, but she moved out of state, so I didn't buy it. The house just sold for $375,000. And I don't even know if it's been renovated. So it's just a little, 900, 1,000 square foot house, a block from downtown Bentonville. So prices are going up. And, I couldn't afford to go buy a house like that for my daughter, And these people that are buying those houses, trying to get in on it, prices have gone up. A lot of times what I'm seeing is it's over the appraisal price, which means cash to the table. So by the time they move in and they've got to buy furniture or fix things, when it comes to things breaking, they haven't put money back for it. They're cash poor. So that's the biggest benefit for the home warranty, is to help those customers that are cash poor pay a service fee, and then the warranty kicks in. When I built my house, so I didn't put a warranty on until the house is 14 years old. And I remember on Mother's Day, it was like the garbage disposal broke. And I was like, that's okay. I'm gonna pay my service fee and it'll be fixed. And my daughter's reaction was, I love the warranty because it doesn't stress you out. I can place an air conditioning claim and I'm not stressed out. I've got my service fee. I might have a few non-covered items, but usually they don't run over $200 if there's a non-covered. So it's just really nice having that peace of mind, knowing that you're not going to have to go put it on a credit card. Like I've got 2 air conditioners in my house, both are the same age. If one goes out, the other one's probably going out. If you have to put, the first one has to be replaced without a warranty. Air conditioners used to be $2,500 and $3,000, and now they're $6,000 to $12,000. And if you have to put that on a credit card or finance it, and then the second one goes out, it could just suck you into, the whirlpool. And so home warranties, they do pay. I wish I had a higher number of how much we paid in claims in your office. We've got to increase the number of home warranties to help save on your errors and omissions insurance, as well as just save money, but for your clients. Let's see what else. I do want to tell y'all, okay, what we want to go through. We went through sellers, advantages. Now, I'm going to tell you real quick about the brochure. And then we're going to hit on air conditioning and home inspections. So I do have a few of these. Why home service agreement? I'm going to leave it with you, Felicia. And I've got a flyer for each of y'all. It has seller's coverage. Have I emailed you the?
Yeah, you
And like 6 attachments. Okay, so Felicia has an email and it has all of these attachments in the email. Some of them you can pick out and send to your sellers or your buyers. You can pick and choose. Let's see what else we got. So One thing I would like to point out is you should never explain home warranties to your customers. Okay, you can tell them, this is a home warranty, covers things that break due to normal wear and tear. And don't explain, don't get into details, don't get wrapped up in talking about it, okay? Give them the brochures. It's written on 6th grade level. If they have questions, let them give me a call, okay? But the coverage is very easy. It's on page 6 and 7. It's categorized. It'll say like air conditioning. It says what's covered, and it says what's not covered, and if there's any dollar limits. One thing I want to hit on is the first thing they see is there's a $1,500 limit on air conditioning. Okay, that's over in the far right-hand corner. That $1,500 limit is the seller's limit. Remember I said seller's coverage has more limitations because the warranty has not been paid for and we're not guaranteed that anybody's going to buy the warranty. So we do have more limits for the sellers. And that $1,500 limit for the sellers is equivalent retail to about $2,500 to $3,000. So it's a little bit more coverage than what you would think. For the buyer, there's not a dollar limit on air conditioning and heating, but there is a $25,000 limit on the entire contract per contract year. Right? But there's no dollar limit. So when they get worried about that, I just want you all to be aware $1,500 is while it's listed for sale. Right? But let them read the brochure, let them read the coverage. You don't need to explain it to them. It's easy to read. Again, if they have any questions, just have them give me a call. So, any questions so far before we dig deep?
You gonna talk about the AC certification next?
That's where we're headed. That's where we're going deep. All right, anybody on here that has any questions? Nope. All right, we're good. Okay, so how many of you on your last transaction got a home inspection for your buyers? Are they still getting home inspections out there? Hopefully so. I hope they do. Kills us when they don't. But
May not be asking for repairs, but we are getting inspections.
okay, at least they know what they're buying. So go back and look at your last home inspection report. And y'all, I truly believe in home inspections because my first home I bought, a friend said, oh, you know what? I'll inspect it. I'm an architect. I'll inspect it. And they never got around to it. I bought the place. The first year I ended up buying a new garbage disposal, a new dishwasher, and a new air conditioning unit. So lesson learned. You need,
Welcome to homeownership.
and you need a professional and not an architect professional. You need a home inspector professional. But they have their limitations in what they do as well. Bless you. So one of the limitations, if you go back and look at your last home inspection report, the front page will say, I am ABC 123 home inspection. I do this, 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 this. And about the second paragraph, it says, I do not do mechanical testing. Okay, most people don't read that first introductory page. But when they say that they're not doing mechanical testing, replace the word mechanical with, we're not doing HVAC inspections. And actually the head guy is a home inspector of the home inspection board, is a home inspector in Little Rock. And he's also a licensed heat and air contractor, and he's really good. And he's a really tough home inspector. If you have a buyer, you kind of want him. If you have a seller, you don't want to see him coming to your door. He's going to rip the house apart. But he called me out on this and said, well, you know, they can get the HVAC inspected. And I said, yes, but if an HVAC contractor is also a home inspector, he has to check the HVAC system separate from the home inspection. He has to do it under his HVAC license over here, not under his home inspection license. Okay. So, and when we talked about it, and he said, yes, you're right. It frustrated him. And since he has quit doing HVAC inspections, you know, so when you're getting a home inspection, you're saying that there is a HVAC page where it shows he checked things. What he's doing is, I'm gonna give you an example of a used car. You're going to the used car lot. And you look at the tires. You look at the steering, the seats, leather, doesn't look like anybody sat in these seats. The wheels look really shiny, like they never could have curbed. And you buy the car. You get home and there's oil spots in the driveway. And I know this really happens because my first sales job in my 20s was selling Porsches and Mercedes. And the first one I sold was a used Mercedes convertible. And they brought it back the next day because it had major oil leaks. So, but you get home and there's oil leaks in the driveway. Well, no one looked under the hood. They looked at the steering wheel, the stereo, the seats, the wheels, and said, oh, it all looks good. So home inspectors, what they are checking, and again, you need a home inspector, but what the home inspector is checking, and on, if you look at your inspection reports, he's given you some numbers, but he is checking the airflow and the thermostat. So he's checking the temperature in the house according to the thermostat. Okay. Some of the major problems with an HVAC system is if there's freon leaks, which now is refrigerant leaks, an air conditioning system, or cracked heat exchangers and heaters. Okay, and those are things he's not looking for. He can look, but most of them won't look for cracked heat exchangers because they have to dig deep, but they cannot check on refrigerants without having the proper license to do that. Okay, so what we said was, okay, agents are nervous about home warranties. They're afraid of claims being denied on the biggest claim, HVAC systems. So we said, okay, what can we do to help agents feel better about this? We got our contractors to agree to do an inspection on just the HVAC system. Okay, we call it our HVAC certification program. And our contractor, so like when you're getting a home inspector out, you can get our licensed contractor to come out and do an inspection on the HVAC system. Now, he does have to be paid at the time of the inspection. It's $85 for the first heater and air conditioner as a system. The second heater and second air conditioner is $35. So 2 air conditioners, 2 heaters, $120. He'll come through, do an inspection, even if it's 35 years old. If he doesn't find any cracks or leaks or anything like that, anything major, we'll pass it. We'll certify that the systems may be old, but they're in good working condition. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the pre-existing clause from the warranty on HVAC systems. We're guaranteeing those buyers no pre-existing conditions. So if they do place a claim, and it has happened on a 32-year-old system in Little Rock in the historical area, 32-year-old system, 4 days after closing, and the buyer called in and we had certified the system was in good working condition and it broke. So they moved to the first of the line to get that replaced, okay, because it could not be repaired being that old. There were no parts available. So
If that had not been certified, what would happen?
if it was not certified and they called in 4 days after closing, we're going to question it, as every warranty company will. All of the warranty companies are pretty much written by one attorney. They're almost word for word the same, but they all work the same way. If it's something that could have been detected before closing, it's considered a pre-existing condition. If a licensed professional could have seen that there were freon leaks in an air conditioner or refrigerant leaks, and if it's 1 pound low, we'd probably cover it. You start getting 2, 3, 4, 9 pounds low on freon or refrigerants, it's probably going to be considered a pre-existing condition and not covered. Heaters, if it's cracks in the heat exchanger, if it's a small 1 crack, we'll probably cover it. If you've got 6-inch cracks or there's any rust in the cracks, then it's going to be considered a pre-existing condition. So these are things home inspectors don't check, but a licensed professional could. So you can come out and get our contractor to come out and do the inspection. Now, how do we know he's going to be honest? Well, first, we have 6 or 7 heating and air conditioning companies that work in Northwest Arkansas. This contractor came from working with real estate agents on their investment homes. He's been with us about 17 years now. He's not guaranteed to get the job to make the repairs. So let's just say he does find a problem on the heater or air conditioner. He's gonna send it into 210. 210 is going to send the agent an email stating, okay, they failed, maybe the heater passed, air conditioner failed. Here's what needs to be done to fix the air conditioner. At that point, you can put that with your home inspection report, submit it to the sellers and say, hey, here's problems that they found, home inspection and the HVAC inspection. We don't want to have a monopoly on this. So whomever's going to pay for the repairs, I'm finding now a lot of the buyers are paying for repairs, but if the seller's paying for the repairs, they can pick their own licensed heat and air company. So if they don't like our guy, they can call anyone they want. It's a licensed heat and air company to do the repairs. And once the repairs are done, send us a paid receipt showing those repairs were completed, and we will remove the pre-existing clause. Okay. So our guy does have to do the initial inspection, but the repairs can be done by anyone. I'm gonna give you all an example. My daughter just bought her first place in Little Rock, and we were told the condo had been renovated, and we were told that the air conditioning system was 2, maybe 3 years old, heat and air system. So I booked it so that my contractor, HVAC contractor, was gonna be there at the same time the home inspector was there. We got there and it's pouring down rain outside, which is a great time to do inspections. And of course, the home inspector opened up, looked around on the outside, closed the closet and kept going. My guy came in right behind him, opened the closet, pulled the door off. Water is flooding into the heating system. The roof had just been replaced and someone forgot to seal around the vent on the roof. And it was flooding water into the heating system. We didn't get the heater completely replaced because the heat exchanger, fortunately, was sealed and not wet. But everything else in there, all the electrical had to be replaced, okay? But we submitted that and the seller replaced it. She chose a different HVAC company to come out. And actually she hired a company that is one of my favorites and one of the most popular in Little Rock. He does not do warranty work, but he is married to the first American home warranty rep in Little Rock, but he still won't work for warranty companies. And, but his business is so big, he doesn't need the business. And anyway, he came in to do the repairs and I said, well, this all should be under warranty, manufacturer's warranty. He said, no. And I said, well, the system's only 2 to 3 years old. He said, no, the system is 11 years old because I installed it originally. Now, it wasn't the sellers that sold us. They had only lived there 2 years. And they were told by the previous sellers that it had been replaced and it had not. Okay. So that's where the HVAC certification really comes into play. So I just want y'all to understand that, if you have a concern out there about an HVAC system, especially with these older air conditioning systems, take advantage of the HVAC certification, order it as soon as you can. And if you have seller's coverage, if you're representing the seller, or there's seller's coverage, and the buyer wants an HVAC certification, a lot of times if there's any claims or any repairs that need to be done, they may actually get coverage under the seller's coverage. It's complimentary, or even if they added on the air conditioning coverage, they'll probably get it covered under the seller's coverage. So I've got flyers, and again, Felicia has the email that has the HVAC certification. It is an option. It is not required to get full coverage under the home warranty. It is just there like a home inspection to give you a peace of mind.
So what I'm hearing you say then is if you don't get the certification and the HVAC has an issue, it's not covered, period.
No.
Or will they attempt repairs?
So Bill was saying that, if they don't have the certification done and they have an HVAC problem after closing, the warranty will still work the same way it always does. All the warranties work. They'll send a contractor out. If it's something like compressors or electrical, they can go out at any time. that's probably gonna be covered. Okay, but if they've got major freon or refrigerant leaks, it's going to be questioned. Did y'all have anybody check it? And all of the warranty companies work that way. Okay, so even if they don't have this certification, they still have HVAC coverage. Okay. Is that goodies?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not required. It's just there as a perk for you agents, again, to, protect yourself from them calling you back if the air conditioner breaks or the heater breaks right after closing. You've got a certification. It's guaranteed, no pre-existing conditions. If they don't have a home warranty and they place a claim right after closing, and if they've been using it and it's 110 degrees outside and they've been using that air conditioner for a month and it breaks, it's probably not going to be questioned. It's those that it's the first week or two they move in and they go to turn it on, especially when they call and say, I just turned it on and it doesn't work. That's a clue right there, because if y'all have cars outside in your garage or driveway now or out in the parking lot, it can't break if it's not running. Okay. So it was already kind of broken. If you go out to start it now and it doesn't start, it had issues before. So just kind of relate that. You can't run out of gasoline if your car is not running unless there's a hole in the tank. Okay. So, well, that's true. That's happening now. You saying someone siphoned it out. So just want y'all to know that is a possibility, the HVAC certification, but it is not required. If they don't have it, we're not even gonna go there. We'll send a contractor out and let them make a determination if it's something pre-existing or not. So the warranty will work the way it's supposed to work. Okay. Any questions? Anybody out there in Zoom land? Questions? Where's Rebecca? She always has a lot of questions. She's not gone over this extensively. So no questions on that. I'll tell you about two more things. Perks for your buyers. This is another great deal for your buyers. So after closing, within 45 days, if your buyers will go to the website instead of, it's www.2-10.com/homeowner for your homeowners. They can go there and within 45 days of closing, they can send us a paid receipt for either going to Home Depot and buying exterior locks or calling a locksmith, and we'll give them up to $100. No service fee due. Okay. Some of the warranty companies are also offering this, but they're requiring people to pay the service fee first and then get reimbursed, or they get like 4 keys made. We're just saying they can go to Lowe's, Home Depot, buy some exterior locks, submit a paid receipt, and we'll give them up to $100. Okay. Now, one thing about Northwest Arkansas is there's no houses left for sale. I saw somewhere someone said there was like 90 houses for sale, and they may be gone by now. But new construction, big new construction, and y'all know Roush Coleman is down the road for great entry-level homes. And you'll see that when Roush Coleman builds a home, he's got a 210 warranty on everything. So there's a few other companies that some of their houses are covered under the 210 builders warranty. Like Buffington, I think is a 210 builder. Riggins has put the 210 builders warranty in place. So we have another division of our company, another entity, and that's what the 210 stands for. It's a builder's 10-year structural warranty for new construction. So if you have, since we're bursting at the seams and people are building outside the city limits, if you have buyers that are shopping for homes outside the city limits right now, if they're going FHA, VA, or rural development loans, when they get to their lender, the lender's going to say, do you have a 210 warranty in place? They're not talking about the appliances and heat and air. They're talking about 10 years of structural coverage from 210, okay, on that home. So we need builders to enroll before they pour the foundation of the house, because we are going to have them do inspections. But what's great for builders is the day of closing, they can walk away from the responsibility of structure in that house. We're totally responsible for it. So if you're working with any builders or buyers, if you can send me a builder, we actually offer a $100 referral fee if he's accepted into our program. And I can go through that with them. I don't know if I brought any of those flyers with me. I brought one. So I'll leave it. It just shows what the buyers, what the builder's coverage is. So I'll leave that as well for Felicia. So, all right. Any questions on home warranties? So when I come back next year, we're going to triple the 17 warranties that were sold last year. We're going to triple the claims paid because that's what we do. That's the business we're in. We pay claims. And if you have any listings, you're going to go ahead and put those listings, the seller's free listing coverage on now before April 16th. So you can stay with the 625 plan. And y'all are going to enroll the warranties yourself on your portal or have the title company enroll it under your name as the agent. Everybody good?
And $695 will be the new price. Is
The
that-
new price is going to be $695. Yes. And the special perk on the new price is in the past, the warranty had to be paid in full at closing. And now with buyers cash poor and buyers wanting the warranty, with the new policy at $695, we will let them make monthly payments instead of having to pay for it all up front. So that's the biggest perk on the new product. They can make monthly payments.
And so that's going to be $695 plus tax.
Taxes included with our price. Okay,
So if we write them up at 700, then we're
you're good. $700 on the contract and you're good. Yeah. Now, on your agent portal, if your clients are wanting to, let's just say the sellers want the air conditioning for $50. Don't freak out when you look on your agent portal and it says pay now. So you can click on that and give us the seller's email and we'll either send them a bill. Now, again, if they don't go to closing, we're not going to ask them for the $50, okay? But I just want y'all to know what that pay now is on your agent portal. It's not you having to pay. It's just telling them, here's an invoice for that $50 to be paid at closing time if they buy the warranty at closing for the buyer, or the buyer buys it. Or if your buyers want monthly payments, click on the pay now on your agent portal. And again, we'll send the invoice to the buyers and ask them if they want to pay in full or if they want monthly payments. Okay. So just want y'all to know what the pay now is. It's not you having to pay. All right. I think that's it.
Yeah, good information.
All right, y'all, let's get those listings enrolled and I'm gonna go ahead and get you a stand. Maybe those are the numbers. It's not very official, but
Does anyone have any questions before we log out? All right, I will see you guys later. Have a good afternoon.
There's plenty of food over
Hi,
there.
everybody.